Hello and welcome to Precious Memory Box's Junk Journaling. My name is Bobby and I have some kits to share with you. These are from Pam at Silver and Sparkles. She has an Etsy shop and also a YouTube channel. And Pam is just so creative and brilliant with all the things she does. And I am honored to be on her design team. And so today I want to share some of her newest kits with you. And then we are going to start a project with this little journal I found. I think I found it at Goodwill. But I thought it would just be fun to decorate it in fall. And I like that we can take it apart and do the pages individually. And then we can put it back together. So let's get started. This first kit here is called, let's see. I know I wrote the name of it on one of the pages here because I forget. Oh yeah, this one is called All the Fall Leaves. So let me move these other two while we flip through this one. And so you have your ephemera pieces with pockets and that. And then we have these two pieces here. I guess you would call them like large journaling cards or large pockets. And we have another two. You could definitely make a smaller journal out of these. And then we have these here. Those would make a good cover. We have some more pockets and little ephemera pieces. And just, I love all the fall colors and the collage behind. That's beautiful. We have some words to go along with it. And then here are our larger pages, and I've just copied a neutral in the kit on the back. Love this one. All right. And if you're using a smaller journal like I am, you could definitely shrink these and do like 5 by 7s on each side. So, and I think that one's a repeat. A few of these I have repeats just because I love them so much. Love that one. I think there's two there. Here we go. There's another one. And that one's a repeat. And let's see, I think I have all these turned the other way. All right, and some of those are repeats. So if I remember right, there's 20 pages in this kit. So plenty to work with. And let's see, let me get all that back together. And we'll flip through the other fall kit, which I know has 10 pages. This one is called, it's collage number 5, collage sheets number 5, and it's called Fondly Fall. And it's just a mixture of collage sheets, and I love it. Because you can use these for tags, you can use them for background, you know, whatever you want to use them for. And so there are 5 sheets, I believe, just collage. And then you have some other, like here's some journaling cards in circles. I've not put anything on the back of these yet because I haven't completely decided how I'm going to use them. And then this kit also has some, what do you call these? Background pages or solid sheets. This, I think, is a printer. Mess up on my printer there. I changed ink in it this morning. But I could be wrong because sometimes Pam does little splits in the pages like that. So there's some backgrounds. Now this is a, I believe, if I remember right, this is from Pam's Patreon. And she does, over there she does, I think a 1 to 3 page printable each month. And I think even if you just get on the first tier that you pay $3 a month, I think you get access to some of these. And so I just love these. They are beautiful. And then we've got this one. And then this one was a freebie on her Buy Me a Coffee. She had made some, I think she used this in one of her 15-minute library card challenges. And it was really neat how she used these. So I printed that off to have for that. So that is the other fall kit I will be using. Pam has lots of fall kits on her Etsy. She has some great ones from last year too. So go check those out. And then this is her newest kit. We won't be using it on this project, but I'm sure we will come up with a project to use it for. It's called Holiday Cheer. It's her newest kit. I think it released today. And so here are just the pages from this, and they are just wonderful. And again, I haven't copied anything on the back because I haven't decided how I'm going to use it. Love the train. And this snowman. He would make a great journal topper. Any of these would. And there we have some journal pages now. That's pretty. Let's see if I can get that one's more than one, but they're stuck together. All right. There's Santa and Mrs. Claus. And then we have some background pages. So you've kind of got a green and a darker red, a little bit of orange in it. Here's a bluish teal color. Another green and another red. So lots of background pages for you. Then we have some tags. And I love all the what do you call these, labels or nameplates. And then we have some ephemera. And I think there's another page of that. Yes. So there we go. That is her newest kit. I'll have her Etsy shop linked below so that you can go check out these kits if you like. And, pick up a few to work with during the fall and holiday. All right, so we will probably just get started on this. We're not going to get, of course, the whole thing done. Just wanted to take a few minutes to start, kind of do a craft with me, and we'll figure out how it's going to come out. What I'm going to do, I didn't bring a screwdriver in here with me. Oh, I think I feel it coming apart, though, is we're going to take this off to make it a little easier. And these are just... forgot what these are called, but just a fun way to bind a journal together. A lot of times they're used on scrapbooks, which I'm sure this is a little scrapbook, but it has regular paper in it, so I want to use it. Let's see if my scissors will let me do that, get it started. No, let's see. Oh, let's see. I think I've got... Let's see if this will work. Oh, that might work. There we go. All right. Reminder to self to get me a couple of screwdrivers to have in my craft area with me. All right, there we go. So we won't lose those. So we're going to take the covers off, and now it'll be easier to get at our pages. What I like is these are scored, so you kind of know how far to go with your page, which is wonderful. We can measure that out easier. And then we also have the labels here that we can either cut those off or keep them on there, whichever way we want. I want to try to, let's see. I want to try to have something on this first page that will show up in our journal little picture window there. You could cover that up if you want. Let's see. I'm just looking through the papers here real quick to see if I see anything right off that would be great for that. We do have these circles, so we could always take one of them and cut them and just line it up there. We also have these little squares, which those are just about the perfect size. So we may use one of those. let me cut one of these out. And we'll just get our options ready here. I didn't do any designing on this because I thought it would be fun just to do it as a craft along and decide as we go. I did just print everything on paper. That way it wouldn't get too thick. All right, let me move this over here. And let's see if this lines up here. So almost, it's kind of hard to hold it on the back there, but just about perfect. So we may just glue this around here. I may have to mount it on another piece of paper just to give it enough stability. So that's one option. Or, you know, we can see if we just did what was on the paper, what would be in there. That looks okay, but not exactly what I'm looking for. The pumpkin would be okay if we are just doing it on the back cover of this. Let's see what else we have. We've got this pumpkin here. We've got the birds. I like that fall leaf too. That is pretty, and that might work as part of a page where we wouldn't have to, you know, add anything else to it. So that one is an option. Let's hold on to that and let me look here and see what else we have. We got the chickens. We've got the trees down here, which is pretty. And we've got this one down here. I think I want to go with this one. And we're just going to have to figure out the right measurements to get it where we need it to be. So I'm trying to see. I think, let's see, do we have a pin in here? Let's mark this. Here's a pin. I usually have markers in here with me and then I end up carrying them out. Okay, so let's see if I can mark this. And let's give this a cut. I'll get my trimmer. And let's see if that'll work on the first page. Hopefully my trimmer will work properly. It needs a new blade. Okay, I think that's okay. And then let's see, where did I make the mark? Up here. I might have cut my mark off there, so let me measure one more time. Let's cut off this right here because we know we don't want the white border. I'm not going to worry about the top one because we will be cutting that one off with our trimmer. All right. And let's see. Let me mark this again. Because I marked it, but I'm not seeing where I marked it. Okay. All right, let's mark that right there. We should be able to see it this time. There we go. All right. Let's go go this way. All right. Let's see how that lines up on our first piece of paper. So this is the fold. I'm going to go ahead and fold it. The score that was already naturally there. I think that's going to be perfect right there. Okay, let's see what that is on our thing here. So we're going to line it up. Trying to figure out, let me figure out real quick how much of this is covered when I bend this. Sorry if I'm out of camera, guys. Sorry about that. So I'm trying to figure out where my paper is going to extend over to, and I actually think I need to just line it up with that line. We can always ink the rest of that a little bit. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna do it right there, and we're gonna line it up with this fold right here. I am gonna go ahead and just ink this a little bit, so if anything shows through, you'll just see the inked edges. And then I'm going to use glue stick because it's such a wide space. And then we can come back and we can trim this. And I'm going to try to put this glue stick on pretty heavy because it seems to, I think it's just my, what do you call it? The humidity and the difference in temperature here. Glue stick does not always want to work well. Okay, so we're going to line this up. I think I can't go down. I got to stay here to keep my leaf where I need it. I was going to go down so we could see the turkey, but that won't work because that's not how I measured it. Okay, let's see how we're looking. All right, pretty good. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take a pair of my scissors and just trim around these edges. Hope everyone's having a good day. Keep thinking today is Friday, but it's actually Thursday, October 23rd, if I'm remembering right. I've kind of lost track of the days a little because I've been off work with a injured leg, hoping to get it to heal up so I can get back to work and stuff. All right, so there we go on that one. Let's see, maybe off a tad, but I still think it looks good when we get it all put back together. I'm debating how I want to do the cover, if we want to cover it up with another piece or maybe do some kind of collaging mixed media on it. So I think it could hold up to it. All right, what sheet do we want to put on the back? Let's pick out another one here. And we could do a solid if we want, but I really love all these pages. I want to use them as much as possible. Curious as to how much space one of these take up, but it looks like to me that we'd have to cut a portion of it off on each side, and it's not quite tall enough, so maybe we can find a different use for those. All right, we've got that one. We've also got pages like this if you want it to be a writing journal. Wonder what this would look like if we cut the somewhat cut the center of it out. I think that would be neat. All right, let's give that a try and put it on the back side of this one. Or it may be neat as our center piece on our front. I'll have to think on that one a little bit. Okay. Let me double check here and see what else we have. I also really like this one. Let's go with this one. It has the tree there. All right, and maybe we can just measure this and see how much we need. Kind of have a small space to work in, so sorry about that. Okay, let's see. This is 6 inches. And this is 6 by 6. Well, hey, there we go. All right, let's cut that with our, and we'll have to leave, if we want to continue to cover this, I need to leave probably another 1/2 inch on there. So it'll be 6 by 6.5. And that is without the little white marks, the white border. So let's trim some of that off here. Let's make it easier for us. There we go. So put down in the comments, what is your favorite season? I think mine is fall. I love fall. I love all the colors. I think that really is. I really like all the seasons, but I do think maybe fall is my absolute favorite. Okay, let's make this. We're going to make it, this one needs to be 6 1/4. Okay, hold on to that. We can use that tree somewhere. And then the top needs to be 6. Okay, let's see if that works. Then we'll know what to cut each of our panels to go in our book. All right, make sure your thing is right side up. Okay, and that looks just about perfect, guys. Okay, again, I'm going to just ink this a little bit here, so in case something shows through, we'll have some ink there. Grab my glue stick. I also have maybe a fun idea of taking the little labels and nameplate from the kit and putting them on the cover. Okay, so we're going to line this up right here at the line. And press it down. Okay, and then all we have to do is trim off this. Trying to make sure there's not a bunch of glue on there that's going to gum up the scissors. All right. May have to add just a tad of, I'll just use some regular glue. Need to cut that just a little closer, but we'll add some glue there to help that stay down better. And then I'll come back and trim that a little bit. Okay, so we add our cover here. We're going to have that page when we flip open, and then we will have this one. And that looks wonderful. We may come back and maybe cover these if need be, just because you can see the stark whiteness there. But I think that looks good for a start. There we go. All right. What do you guys think about? And maybe we'll just start adding a couple for today, and then we'll continue on another day. I'll get more of our papers ready and prepared that way. What if we cut out some of these fun labels, here we go, and use them on the front. We've got all different ones here, all different sizes. So let's see, what do we want to use? How about, I want to use some with different colors. I don't want everything to be the same color. So let me grab some of these. So we've got that one. We've got autumn, that's pretty. Okay, we've got, let's see, I'm looking at the colors here. I like the pumpkin one too. Okay, let's start with those three. And I think because it is fall, we don't really need to have a background. You know, our craft color is a good background. I'm not the best fussy cutter. I need to use my brother's Scan and Cut to cut stuff for me. It'll look a lot better than my fussy cutting. What are some of the fall projects you guys are working on? Let me know. All right. There we go. So my thought is we can place these all around here. And I don't know if we want to do like little clusters of them. Something like that. Or if we want to spread them out more. I kind of like things at angles in that. So I think to get started, we will ink these first off because I see some white edges. And I'm using walnut stain. And I need to replace this. They dry out really fast and then they start becoming brittle. Okay. All right. Trying to get that ink off of there. Or it's actually the sponge, not the ink. Okay. And if I end up not liking this for some reason, I can always cover it over. I know that's not always the best idea, but I could do it. So, but I'm going to cut out more of these later because we've got the different sizes, and add some of those also. And it may just end up a whole, big collage of the labels. Just going to have to play with it a little and see what I think. Because I might take more of the labels. I kind of want to make it a little bit of a mixed media and maybe add some stenciling with, what do you call that? Texture paste. And, maybe tinted fall colors. And I want to use some more of these labels, and I could incorporate some of the blank ones so I wasn't covering up all my words. So I think I will work on cutting these out before our next video, and we will continue from there. So got a little start. Hope you guys will join in and work on your fall projects along with me. And I may be back next week with a video before I go on my retreat for the weekend. I've been planning this for several months. I'm going to a retreat in Georgia. I'll try to take a little video while I'm there and show you guys what we did, what we worked on. It's my first junk journaling retreat, so I'm really excited to go see some ladies that I saw and met last year, and some that I know from being friends with them on Instagram. So it's always fun when you live, in all different parts of the country, and then you get to meet up and meet each other in person. So I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you for joining me today. And we might use that little piece there. We'll just see what we're going to do. But thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a blessed day, and we will see you next time. And also, don't forget to check out the links below for Pam's kits. Also, I have some of my links below if you'd like to check out any of mine. And thank you, and have a wonderful day. Bye.